Hi, I'm Johanny and I'm the client for today.
Hi, my name's Kaylee and I'll be the SSW.
And I'm Adriana and I'll be the observer.
24-hour crisis, Kaylee speaking.
Hi, I'm Johanny. This is my first time ever calling a crisis line.
Hi, Johanny. I'm really glad you called today. Is there anything that I can help you with?
Yeah, I've been having a difficult time at school and with myself in general. I am gay, but I'm not out, and you're one of the first person I've told this to. But I want to be able to tell others and come out and be who I am and stop and just be me.
Well, I'm really glad you decided to call today, Johanny. I know how hard this must be for you, considering that you haven't really told anybody. How are you feeling right now?
Right now, I'm a bit anxious. I'm a little bit relieved that I can talk. I can talk to someone through the phone right now. But I just want to be able to talk to my mom about it and my dad about it and be open with them. I'm hiding a big secret of myself towards them.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, I'm really glad you called today. I do want to say that whatever we talk about today is confidential.
What is that? It's you won't tell anyone?
Right. So everything that we talk about today is between you and I, unless I feel like you or someone else around you is at risk of being hurt physically, in which case I would have to inform the police. Otherwise, everything that we talk about today is completely between you and I.
Okay.
First off, I want to ask you if you are in a safe place. Are you somewhere that you feel like you can openly talk to me without feeling like you are at risk of anything?
I'm completely safe. I'm at home in my bedroom talking to you. I'm sitting on my bed and I'm completely physically safe. It's just I'm having a very hard time being honest with myself and others about who I like and how I like them, but I'm completely safe and I wouldn't harm anyone. And I wouldn't harm.
Okay. Okay, well that's really good, Johanny. I'm really glad to hear that. So you said that you're having problems with being true to what you feel inside towards your parents and people around you. Is that correct?
That is correct. I'm a female, and I've been attracted to females since birth. I've always have little crushes. I've had crushes on my teachers. I'm gay, and I knew that since the birth. Not since birth, but I understood it in my recent years. I'm just 15.
Right. Well, I'd like to tell you that, it takes a lot of courage to come out and talk to someone about how you're feeling inside. I know that it must be extremely difficult for you in your everyday life, and I want to just assure you that what you're going through is completely normal. The feelings that you're feeling, I think that it takes a lot of courage. Like I said, you're not alone in this. I fully support you, and I'm here for whatever you need. I'm glad that you say that you're safe. I'd like to just ask you if a couple questions. I know that sometimes when people call in, they have a tendency to think a certain way about their lives and about harming themselves. And I know that you said that you aren't going to hurt anybody around you, but I didn't really hear you say that you weren't going to hurt yourself, and I just wanted to make sure that you're safe as well from hurting yourself. Have you ever been?
I've never hurt myself physically. I've thought about it, but doesn't everyone? But I've never. I don't think I'll ever be able to hurt myself physically like that.
Okay. So you say that you have thought about harming yourself at certain times. Is there any certain time that you realize or recognize that you think about it more, or?
Yeah, right. Like when I'm around my family, and especially my mom, when me and her are just talking, and I just wish I can just lean over and just tell her, or just say the words "I'm gay."
Mm-hmm.
I just I get all the chills running from my toes to the top of my head, and I get into this, like, I don't know, it feels like the walls are getting smaller and everything stops.
Right.
And I can never say those words to her or anyone in my family.
Right. Right. So it doesn't sound like you have too much support in terms of family members, because you feel like you can't speak to them about it, which must be extremely difficult for you.
Yeah. I'll tell you a story. Well, I'll let you know. My family is very religious,
Mm-hmm.
really Christian. My uncle is a priest. We go to church every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We go to Saturdays to school.
Mm-hmm.
I saw, when I was younger, I saw a member of the community that we were proud of in their church. He was totally disowned from everyone because he came out where a place that they said that he was going to be safe and loved always.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't. Everyone just turned his head over, and I just don't want that happening to me. I saw my parents do it to him, and I saw my uncles do it to him. I saw my aunt do it to him. I saw the whole community that I've been a part of since I was born just turn his back just because he loved the same gender.
Right. So that sounds like visualizing and visually seeing someone in your community that you'd known for a while come out as gay and be completely turned against by your whole community. It sounds like that really affected you.
It did. It changed the way, it made me feel like I was wrong, that I was something wrong with me. Like, I couldn't follow his lead.
Mm-hmm.
It made me feel like I would never be accepted like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I like the most, I know my mom and my parents love me. I know they do, but I don't think they love me after I've told them that.
Well, I think that it's hard to understand really where someone's coming from and how they would really react if you did tell them. I know that your parents love you, but it's something that I think we have to work towards, not necessarily something that you have to do right away, because I think that you have to feel comfortable first and feel that and know that what you're feeling is okay.
I just want to say this because I want to make it clear.
Okay.
My parents are one of the best parents out there. They supported me. They raised me. I always had food to eat, a place to sleep, and somewhere to call home.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want that being taken away from me. That's one of my biggest concerns. And I hear you saying that they might not react like that.
Well, I think that I definitely understand that that's a huge concern for you. I think that it's hard to know how someone would react. I do understand your concern, though. That's a very scary thing, coming out with something so powerful and fear of not being accepted, especially from the past experience that you've had with your church group and the gentleman who was, for lack of a better word, shunned. Do you have any other support networks around you other than your family that can possibly help you along and confront your family members together, possibly?
I'm not really popular at school. I have one friend.
Okay.
And he's out.
Okay.
And he's my best friend. He's one of the people I can connect to. Not only we just clicked. He understands me. I understand him. He's one of the biggest support systems I have out there. His name is Andrew, and I just love him dearly.
Okay, so you say that Andrew is someone who is out as well, and he's openly out in his community.
Yeah, and my mom knows that, and that's my mom told me that I shouldn't hang out with him, and they don't want me hanging out with him anymore. But I can't just let go of Andrew because he's the only one that really gets me. Either, you know,
Right.
he's 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 been there. I watched him come out,
Right.
and I wished I can do the same.
Well, I definitely think it's important to have people around you who understand what you're going through and is a positive example of what can be a positive influence. Um, is Andrew someone that you see regularly at school and after school, or?
I'm his only friend and he's my only friend. So when we're at school, we hang out. We have the same classes. We picked our schedules like that,
Mm-hmm.
and hang out at lunchtime after school, and we text. He's just a big part of my life, and I'm really lucky to have him.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad that you have support when you're at school and someone to talk to about things. I know that sometimes when we're feeling down, we just need someone to speak to, and I'm really glad that you have that support there. Is there anybody else that is in your community or at your school that you feel comfortable speaking to, or is there anybody that you feel wouldn't be someone to judge you or that you would feel comfortable speaking to about this?
My English teacher,
Mm-hmm.
he is been there. He stood up for me because I do get bullied sometimes at school, and he's always there to stand up for me. If I'm not feeling, sorry, the words, I know what I want to say, but the words just don't want to come out.
That's okay.
My English teacher, Mr. Woodford, he is also gay, and I look up to him, and he's always been there to support me in any way. If I'm ever feeling down, he says his office is always open, and I do take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't told him yet.
Is that something that you may see as a possibility in the future? Is speaking to Mr. Woodford?
Definitely, I would tell, that's in the possibility. That's a chance. Yes, I would tell him and
Okay.
speaking and talk to him.
That's really good. I'm glad to hear that there's another person in your inner circle that you feel comfortable enough to speak to about this. I think that the more support that you have in your everyday life is invaluable, and I think that can really help in furthering your discussions with your parents in the future if that's what you choose to do. I just want to touch on some other questions that I have for you. I know that you said that you've been bullied and you have a hard time at school and you feel down a lot of times, and I'm just wondering if you've ever had any counseling done, or if you've ever had any other assessments done for mental health, or anything like any screening done.
I've never spoken to anyone about how I felt inside, like a professional.
Okay.
This is my first time reaching out to you.
Okay. I'm extremely glad that you called today.
And you're making me feel more comfortable because I didn't realize that Mr. Woodford would be a good support system to go to for that.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that this is helping you in some way. I for sure want to be here for you, and I know that sometimes it's hard to recognize people around you as support systems, and sometimes it just takes a little bit of an outside perspective to realize that, and I'm so glad that you have.